Binder and Unreal Adventure fans, for yet another episode here at the IHPA R&D shop. White Scout body is back from paint. My chassis over here is like all done and ready. So basically this episode, I'm just gonna get you guys caught up on what I've done the last couple weeks since Corey and Caleb were here. Zaed will be coming in a little bit. He'll get you updated on Cheap Scout in the back. But I think for now, let's unwrap Mr. White Scout body here and see how it came out. All right, that's it. It looks great. Totally stoked on that. As for the chassis, let's go over that, because on the last episode I was wrapping exhaust, and I have since got that chassis basically all finished and pretty much ready to roll underneath the body. Here's the old chassis. Basically it's all done. All the exhaust is wrapped. Got all like ignition wires on, all the belts and pulleys are on. Everything's plumbed as far as I can go, to where I don't know where the final cutoffs are onto the body, because I haven't set the body down once yet. But yeah, everything is done, man. A lot of plumbing. Got the Skyjacker ADX 2.0 shocks on there. They fit perfectly. Custom set that they did for me in the back. Totally appreciate them doing it. And look forward to really beating on this thing, because I know it's going to handle every bit as good, if not better, than Hideous. So got the Krister Motorsports tie rod and drag link. They're aluminum, so lighten that up. So technically the front end with the RPT aluminum intake, and those babies right there, I've probably saved 20 pounds, you know. Probably a little more than that, but anyways, it's been well compensated with all the other stuff we've added onto this thing. But stoked to have the chassis done though. It's been a lot of work. Same thing with the roll cage, you know, got it basically all buttoned up, welded every little thing on it, got it painted, and got the cage. Zaed came home yesterday just beat, and I was like, come on dude, 5 minutes man, help me throw the cage in. So at least we got the main portion of the cage done. I've got the front half also done. This last week I also mocked up, got all the gauges cut for that. So probably on the next episode when you come back, you will see a lot more of that finish work I've done. I'm basically at the last 10% of this build, and in the builder's world, the last 10% basically takes as long as the first 90%. Well, I've been working on this project. I had a little memory pop up on my Facebook thing that showed me cutting the quarter panels off the body a little over a year ago today. So it's taken me this long to get to this spot, but I don't have this long again to finish that last 10%. So I'm gonna get back to it. I'm gonna hand the camera over to Mr. Zaed over here, and he's gonna tell you what he's gotten done on Cheap Scout. I'll catch you guys later.
All right, so now we got fenders. We have a whole lot of stuff that's happened on this Scout, and quite frankly, you can tell I have a beard now. Hair's a mess. I mean, it's been healed to the grindstone, as they say, as far as getting stuff done. And last time this was filmed was when Corey and Caleb were graciously here helping build the cage. And since then, when they left, I added a few more crossbars, a few more grab handles. So all that we have left with the cage is mainly just seat mounting. And I don't want to do seat mounting until I have everything bolted together, put it on here so I can sit in here and I can see where I want the seat. You know, if I want it higher, if I want it lower. I just don't want to make a guess on that right now, just because we've got to make sure we see out of this thing. So, and to continue on, we started with the wiring. You see there's wiring just absolutely everywhere. Gutted the whole dash, took all the original wiring out of it, and I bought the cheapest wiring harness I could find from Speedway Engineering. It was $289. Real tiny unit, about this big. It's got 12 circuits. It's all I'll ever need. I actually only need like 4 of them. So we routed all the wiring through the firewall. I got stuff kind of slung through the front already. I got the dash all the switches wired up, headlight switch, wiper switch, heater switch, which is no longer going to be used because I had to delete the heater. So now we got an extra 2-pole switch there for maybe a light or something on the heater. So we'll be packing jackets if we need some heat here, because we have absolutely no idea where we're going still. In about 58 days, this thing's going to be on the trail. As you can see, a lot's gotten done. So starting with the steering column, I took the steering column apart. I put a new turn signal switch in there. I got an old steering wheel off my white pickup truck, put it on there. I got the horn switch put back together. The steering column's back together. It looks original. Won't be able to tell. We even got a key in there. It does absolutely nothing, so we can keep it in there to fool people if they try to steal our beauty here. So inside we got the 258 mainly wired up. We have the Holley sniper kit installed, which is the Hyperspark distributor, their ignition control module unit, their 2-barrel sniper has all been super nice quality. So I'm excited to see how it runs. And we're really close, we're really far away. We went with the cheapest twin air compressor that I could find, and then we have an old air tank off of some other project that we're going to mount underneath the bed, and that's going to be basically the air reservoir. So we'll have chucks off of that, and obviously that'll be supplying the ARB in the back with air. So furthermore, coolant reservoir, big shout out to US Radiator. They sent us a custom radiator, a 2-row copper brass for the 258, which with 1 3/4 inlets and outlets, just out of the grace of their company. We use a lot of their radiators, super pleased to work with them, and they were at no hesitation to send me a radiator for this build to support us. Obviously it's meant for stock application, and it did fit. I tested it stock. Obviously we're not stock anymore, so the steering box was kind of hitting it, so I had to do some relocations. Trust me, the radiator did fit stock, and it's really good quality, so I'm excited to see how it cools. It should be more than adequate. It should sound like a semi-truck with that mechanical fan. And then here we have the 37-inch Milestar Black Label tires, and these are the cheapest beadlock that's on the market, that's reputable. And we got this beautiful rose gold finish. Looks beautiful because we're kind of really going for the paint scheme here, you know, out of all importance right now. These have a lot more stick out than the roller rims that we had by about 3 inches on each side, so it's kind of giving that full width effect now, which is what we needed. So here at the front of the Scout, we have this come up winch here, and come up winch was nice enough to send us this winch, and I was sure, send it over, because I didn't know what we were going to use, maybe a come along or a Warren 8274 out of the junkyard, or I don't know. So they sent us this makes it a lot easier. Looks like a super nice winch. I mean, it has a wireless remote. It came with a rope already on it. It came with this cool hook, a fair lead. Yeah, it came with everything, even battery cables and a fuse. So 250 amp fuse. So if we short this thing out or something, it'll pop that fuse so that our precious Scout won't burn down. Super cool, it fit up nice. This is actually the original bumper that was on the Scout. It was a piece of C-channel. $30 winch plate from our boys over there at Rough Country for a cheap TJ, which I don't know why they're not advertising it. It's a Scout, obviously. Get this beautiful bar here were 2 bends from the shop that I found on the corner. And I cut it in half where it met, and I welded it, and then boom. We have a free scrap, it even says scrap on it. Scrap piece of bull bar here, and then all these gussets here are like random cutoffs that I found in the gusset box from like previous jobs. So it's beautiful, made out of nothing. And this beautiful bumper fits the aesthetic here. The only thing we had to actually, you know, pay money for, or stolen off the shelf, are these hooks here. And you know, UA requires recovery hooks. So now we have those babies welded on. We had that Miller welder cranked up, so hopefully those things stay on there. And not only did I bolt the bumper, I'm also going to weld it. I don't need to take this thing off ever in its life, so I'm going to weld it fully. This is the setup. This is what we got, pretty decent approach angle. If you look behind the grill, I found the secret recipe to keeping power steering fluid cool, and that's these Dana Spicer TrueFlow 40K coolers. They're meant for a transmission. I put one on my Terra, I got one on the Traveler, and I'm going to put one on this rig. Since the steering box has moved forward, I had to cut all of the actual structure out of the inner fender, and when I did that, everything got messed up. I cut it and the whole inner fender went all caca on me, so I ended up making this 3/8 plated cage device thing that's welded to the frame with another new mount with a universal body bushing. I actually welded the inner fenders together, so if it does have an issue of twisting, hopefully that mitigates that. And then as we're getting close to completion, that's part of the if we have time list. I'm going to weld make a bolt-on bracket that goes over this radiator of some kind to tie the inner fenders in even more, just because inner fenders like to twist on a Scout. Heater got deleted because one, the inner fender where the battery goes was a straight hole. You could drop the battery right through, and we don't got time for sheet metal work. There's no sheet metal to weld to, so I took the heater box out, put a plate on the firewall, I cut some of the ducting in the inner fender, and I kind of just put that battery box in there. I'm probably going to end up welding it to the firewall so it'll never go anywhere. So that's kind of the plan here, just more wiring, more componentry, more zip ties, more zip screws. Just there's a lot more to get done here, and the next steps probably on this Scout are, honestly, it's going to be finishing up the wiring, the fuel system, which is going to be very basic. It's going to be a fuel cell in the back of the bed from one of our past projects that didn't work out apparently. Last time you saw the reservoirs on these adjustable coilovers from Skyjacker, which if you guys haven't seen Skyjacker's line of universal coilovers, they're the most budget friendly coilovers in the market, and they graciously sent them to us, and they're great bang for your buck. So we needed a way to mount the coilovers to our frame, and Kenneth over there at Skyjacker sent us some universal reservoir mounts that I then welded to the frame, and I think they look pretty clean. It's the only painted part on the Scout, and it's obviously a Skyjacker part because it's too nice for this car. The reservoir kind of just sits right in between the body and the frame, so it's nowhere in the way of collision or damage, and we actually loosened the hoses here and just kind of moved them around, didn't leak any liquid out, and in my opinion it looks pretty good. Anyways, that's going to kind of conclude the progress that's happened lately. Hopefully next update this thing will be running, driving, stopping, and steering, and if not, there's going to be bigger issues. But until next time, appreciate you watching, and we'll catch you on the next one.